Yeah, now you're recording.
Yeah, so what we did before this was just between you and me.
Good.
So I start these early because guys want to get comfortable with each other, want to get to know each other. And some of these guys that you're going to meet on this call have been following each other for years
Mm.
on social media for the last 3 or 4 years.
Hmm.
An opportunity for Rico and you to meet with Harry, who gets to meet with Tugce, who gets to meet with Samuel, who's out in India, who gets to, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
going to have an intersection of the brotherhood, sisterhood of the water.
Beautiful. That's great, really.
And
And it's good. Huh?
if that don't tickle your spirit, girl, I don't know.
Of course. No, it's good I came on early because I might have to leave before the 1.5 hours.
Oh,
It's
well,
not, I will have to leave, so I just drop off then.
totally fine. You can jump off anytime.
Good.
Yeah. And people have been known to go, come on, tell us who they are, listen to a few minutes or so and leave.
Mm-hmm.
But what's so beautiful is to see 18 people on a screen talking about the subject.
Yeah. Yeah. You're doing a great job, really. You're doing a great job inspiring.
Well, I'm having the time of my life, and I'm not in charge of this whole thing anyway.
Yes, right, right. Super cool.
It's very humbling because right before I started urine therapy and writing books and being a talk guy, I was bringing something new to the planet in the form of hemp, microgreen sprout, and microgreen powders.
Mm-hmm.
All the hemp at the time brought into the United States was sterilized, and so people weren't even getting any nutritional value. And I discovered a source of seeds in Serbia, and we were going to start growing them, sprouting them, drying them, and putting them out on the market to all the superfood companies. And then Shivambu woke my head up to water of life, and
Mm.
I've been nonstop since 2017.
Yeah, yeah, it's the best. It's just totally, yeah, it's just totally organic, minimalistic, and that's what we need, really, isn't it? And
Yeah, plus you,
independent of, I just due to your inspirative video the other day on your website, I just popped in, and then I recognized I hadn't been eating that day so far, and I said to myself, yeah, why not just jump in, And then I just started to drink and loop. And okay, that was not the first time I've been drinking for years, but I've never done this loop. And I've never been inspired and encouraged to just drop it, just not eat. Just don't be thinking. It's just a mind. It's just a thought that I have to eat, that I need this and that nutrition. And you educate by saying you don't need that. It's all in that. So that gives us the option. And I mean, I really love food, but it's like and the good thing also. So now I've been on like a 5 day water Shivambu fast, but I
wow.
had to eat something yesterday. I mean, I went to my parents and I talked a little bit about it. It was my dad's birthday. He was open, but I had to eat something that I made with my own hand, but they also ate. And it was no problem. And usually after a fast, I would have stomach cramps as soon as I start to eat because nothing. It's so holistic. It's so beautiful. It's just intuitive, as you say.
Well, yes, very much so. Thank you. I'm glad you brought that up because as part of being a free living woman, a free sovereign God being on planet Earth, requires you to liberate your mind from all forms of enslavement, and food is well known as a form of enslavement.
Yeah,
And so when
absolutely.
we sorted out the food dogma, the food addiction, the food attachment, the food obsession, the food rules, your mind's free to explore your creativity and your spiritual nature, and the whole world will open up to you.
And I think this food thing, it was so far up to now, it was my life's task, to I inherited it from the mother, some disorders in that regard, and tried this and tried that, and been on the health direction. But this is liberating. It really is.
Yep. And so throughout the day, I don't think about the food so much. I think about what I'm involved. I'm thinking about what I'm doing.
Yeah, yeah,
If
right.
I'm looking at a sunset, I'm not thinking about anything but the sunset. If I'm talking to a close friend, that's what I'm thinking about. If I'm out for a walk, I'm looking about and seeing what's new, what did I miss, and it's great to interact. Like you're in a multi-dimensional holographic, fully interactive movie called your life.
Yeah,
And if you're spending all this time rattling around in your head or working out old things or thinking about memories and you're not being present, you miss the goodies.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think it calms the mind. It just calms. It just like as you emphasize, it's intuitive, and it really. I mean, there might be the need to do some other work or some other research, but I think it will hint on that. It's really a guiding. It's really a guiding medicine. It's not even a medicine. It's just immersing ourselves in ourselves. But then, and to find out we need less food, we can afford to buy only organic, we can afford to buy less, we can, it's just exactly that what we need at this point in global time.
Exactly. Now, just so you know, we're in alignment today with the World Freedom movement and rallies that are happening in major countries and cities around the planet. There's one here in Boulder, Colorado, and Boulder, Colorado has been the hub of new age thinking and cutting edge philosophers since the 60s, when Ram Dass and Timothy Leary and Allen Ginsberg hung out here and drank coffee and dropped acid. I mean, this place has been evolving ever since. So there's a rally right after the Zoom call. So I'm going to shift gears and go downtown, and I'm going to show you what I'm wearing. Since we're in the golden age, and I feel like it's only appropriate that you wear gold clothes.
Yay! Oh, good. good one.
Do you have any yellow clothes?
I doubt it. I have a yellow clothes, but I'm here in diaspora. I'm usually living in India, and I'm just locked down here, stranded. So I am having what people give me. It's like there's not so much choice.
Well, speaking of India, here's Indira Gupta, my dear friend and advisor for urine therapy. She's here with her husband, Vijay.
Namaste, Ma.
Vijay will be coming in a minute. So I missed the first couple of minutes. Could you just repeat who you are, please?
Tell her.
Yes.
Tell her.
Okay, I am. I'm addicted to myself now, Ma. I've been drinking for a couple of years, on and off. But then our brother Sage here, he inspired me from like the past 10 days, and the last week onwards, I've been on a urine looping fast, and it's just like all coming together. It's beautiful.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Brother Sage. He's really sage.
He is.
I'm really sage, and I get my sage wisdom from my Shiva water. It's kind of like an inheritance thing.
No, but you are the catalyst. You are the biggest catalyst. And we have known Brother Sage for many, many years, decades.
Fantastic.
25 years.
Wow, beautiful.
Yes, and what he is doing is bringing the world together under one umbrella to move forward in life.
Fantastic.
Well, we've got the water to inspire us. I just wanted to remind you and Vijay, Indira, today is Worldwide Freedom Rally Day around the world, and Boulder's having a rally from 1 to 4 starting at the courthouse, ending up at the band shell. I'll be there.
Okay, so what is the purpose of this rally?
To put emphasis on freedom.
Wow.
They've united dozens and dozens of countries to televise live freedom rallies. These aren't protests. All we're doing is celebrating our freedom together.
Well, I think that first of all, we have to really redefine what is freedom, the definition of freedom. You see, each and every one of us has a different view. If you say something to China or Chinese people, what is freedom?
Yeah.
Versus what we have in US or Europe or Middle East. So one has to really define what is that we are really striving to have, which gives us what we need, what we want, and how to proceed further so future generations can see our struggle and learn from it, grasp the meaning, the core meaning behind freedom. And I love to talk, so please stop me.
Well, good. Everybody's coming on board, so take a seat.
Vijay is coming.
Take a seat. If you happen to have one of these cool things, you know what to do with it. Thanks, Matt. I love you.
Love you too, Brother Sage.
You got me going on a diffuser. I've got aged and fresh in here. And I discovered if you close off these holes, you can make this like an oxygen tank and just live in it for a while.
You know, the only problem is how much you can take.
I haven't got to a threshold yet. You're going to have to show me the way.
More aged. Either that or you're a clean, dude.
Oh, there's always room. Tugce has just joined us on the call. Jerome, welcome to the call. Darlene, McLean, Tugce, this is her hubby. Love of her life. Welcome, welcome.
Great to be welcomed. Great to be here. Great to be now.
Love your shirt, sir.
Awesome. Yeah, right.
Hey, Jason, what's going on at Hava?
Everything's all going on simultaneously. It's also beautiful.
It is. It is and is. Now this is being recorded so that I'll put it up later on after we get this all put together. If you have anything you want in the description of the video, send it to me if you can through private messenger. And let's just go over the etiquette of our call so people will remember that this is a professional thing. We're representing Shivambu movement as professionals. It doesn't matter what you look like, it's a matter of your being. So we're going to present that beingness from each and every one of your souls today. When you're ready to speak, raise your hand. You got that part, guys? If we're doing a 3-minute or 5-minute presentation, I'm going to every now and then go, you got 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute, so that everybody has equal chance to share what they can. I know some people have some really long, detailed stories about how they recovered from burns and injury and multiple sclerosis, et cetera, et cetera. And we want to honor that. We also want to honor each other in our time. The other thing is, if you want to eat and if you want to drink, do it off camera. You can eat now, but we want you to be present with it, what everybody has to share, because we're a unified collective here. And we're putting out a message. What, Indira?
Raising the collective consciousness.
Exactly. So if you can, when Rico comes on, don't do your fitness program and yoga in front of the camera, guys. If you want to exercise, take it off camera. And last but not least, this would be for Harry. I've had to remind him a couple of times. We love you. We want to hear everything you have to say. Slow down. Take your time, guys. We're scheduled for an hour. Last time we went for an hour and a half. So I'm not limiting anything. I will be going downtown because we're doing the World Freedom Peace Rally here in Boulder to sync up with the peace rallies around the planet. So anything you guys want to toss out before we get started and do prayers and our communion? Anything you want to bring up to the group?
Yeah, I want to say a prayer for humanity. We're all doing so. This pandemic has taught us so many beautiful things. And I think one of the things it's taught us is to go inward. And so when we can go inward, we can go outward. So this is, I love this reset of what's going on the planet. And everyone is perfect the way they are, divine design. And it's such an honor to be here with everyone today, because the gratitude I feel for everyone in this movement is just, there's no words that can put it, but everyone is sharing their own, and like you said, it's a collective thing, right? We're an ocean in a drop, or a drop in an ocean. So it's beautiful to be here, and I guess that's a prayer or some just what I felt in the moment.
That was a prayer. Now let's switch to a communion, since I don't have to say the prayer. Grab your water. Where's the prayer? Where's the prayer from the book? This is coming from the Healing Water from Within book.
Yes.
You guys know how this goes, so I'm not going to have to reinvent anything. Grab your Shivambu if you brought it. If you didn't get it, we're going to do it symbolically like Indira does sometimes.
I do.
Oh, in a flask. Oh my God, that's different.
You know,
I love it. Old school. I don't want to ask how you got it in there. I don't want to know. How does she come up with this stuff? Oh my goodness. Okay, I have to get serious. I'll give you a break.
It fits into my, you have to see, it fits into my purse. It can go anywhere. It doesn't drape or anything. And you know, it's freedom.
Yeah, I know. So is getting on an airplane and not let anybody know you're collecting your pee in the bathroom and giving yourself a shower in the bathroom on an airplane. Okay, here we go. We're gonna do a call and response like we're doing a kirtan chant. And here we go. This is called the Sacred Water Prayer, a Native American prayer. I take this water of life.
You do, hold it.
I take
You
this
say it.
water of
I
life.
take this water of life.
But life.
I declare it the water of light.
I
I
declare it the water of light.
Life.
As I bring this water within this body, it allows me to glow.
As
As
I
I
bring
bring
this
this
Water into my body.
water
Allow it.
life allows me to glow.
I take this water of light.
I
I
take
take
this
this water of light.
I declare it the water of God.
I declare it the water of
the water
God.
of God.
I am the master of all I do and all that I am.
And the
And
master of all that I do and all that I am.
L'chaim, so be it.
I am.
Thank you.
Kedefe.
So we like to start with David. I just want to catch you off guard, brother. Let's start off with David. Take 3 minutes and tell us your journey. How you got started with the living water. What are you doing every day when you practice the living water? And how your journey is going.
Greetings, family. What's good? I'm a really huge advocate of this Shivambu therapy that I've been on for over a year. And Harry was the one who first inspired me to start doing it, even though I've known about this for over 5 or 6 years. And I really thought that that this one person who I knew it from was like, just, his name was Master of Earth on YouTube. And it really, everything that he said was all about holistic health. And I started like resonating with everything except Shivambu. But then finally, when I found out that like there was a real community of people doing it and that it wasn't just one person, I finally decided to do it for myself. And it unlocked so much freedom and power within me that I decided that I was going to go and like just let go of everything that I had conditioned myself to think was the lifestyle I had to live, of, you know, working a 9 to 5, going to college and getting a regular degree. And so I moved to the Amazon rainforest in South America because it was a dream of mine to be able to see this alternate lifestyle of living in harmony with nature and getting to be with like soul family. And so I was there planning to be there for 3 months, and I left right before the pandemic started. And then after the lockdown happened, I ended up being there for a whole year basically, and learned just the whole lifestyle of raw veganism and fasting and living in community with an emphasis on growing our own food. And it was really just something that I feel is integral towards like this movement that we're having here with Shivambu, that we can take it into communities and bring it to the world, so that we can basically build our own new earth or our own new foundation for what we want to create in the world. And so now I've taken it back. I'm in the US now, studying at a university called Maharishi International University. And it started with a lot of famous people like such as Jim Carrey and people that have just wanted to take their lives to the highest potential. And
1 minute, David.
I'm going to be carrying my message and my truth of holistic health and esoteric teachings throughout everything I do for the rest of my life. And for right now, I'm sharing it through my YouTube channel, my Instagram, all my social media, which you can find by just typing in my name. And I do interviews and talk with anybody who has different perspectives. So if you would love to collaborate on something, you know, I'm always here. And for anybody that wants to talk about therapy, I do. By the way, I didn't talk about my protocols. I just do everything on my face. I did a age urine enemas usually once or twice a week. And like, those are super powerful, especially, and also putting it up in my nose with like syringe like this, and getting it all the way into my brain with my ears, eyes, everything, doing that almost every day for about 15 months. And I don't think I'll ever stop.
Thanks, David. Darlene, we're going to switch over to you. So tell us your journey and how you see it changing your life, and just anything insightful about Shivambu.
Oh, okay. I'm Darlene Teahen. I'm a vitality expert. I'm a naturopath and nutritionist, and I have a practice helping people, you know, be their best selves. And I just love, you know, helping people be their best. And I think Shivambu is the way to do it. And I brought some aged urine with me. This is what I inject daily. This one's about 2 months old, and it's got an energy to it. You know, aged has a you know, nice feel, kind of like a crystal you're holding in your hand. It has this, yeah, you know, and the longer it's aged, the darker it gets, and it has this, you know, energy that comes out of it like a crystal that you can feel. And I put this daily rectally with a syringe. And it's just beautiful. And then I put some in my eyes, and my eyes are clear. And
how old is it? How old is it? Do you date it?
Yeah, it's January 22nd and 23rd. So 2 months old.
Excellent. Looks great.
Yeah. And the funny thing I noticed is with aged urine, you know, once you get doing it for a while, sometimes there's some sediment that builds in the bottom. And that's just your body getting rid of, you know, all the, you know, kidney crystals and all the things that are going through the body. But then after a while, you just don't get that anymore. But at first, sometimes you can get some of that sediment and things just clear out of the body. And it's nice to see it coming out.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you have any? Okay, let's switch over to Matt. Matt, tell us a little bit how your journey is going and what insights you've been receiving.
Hey, well, I'd like to use my time to quickly say one thing about my protocol and then sing the I'm a Pee Drinking Man song, which is about 2 minutes, by Brother Sage, music by me. So I've really turned on to nebulizing aged urine. For people who need to detox, you might get a little bit of a fever. I believe that is a detox reaction that's helping to liquefy and flush things. I always feel better after a fever. I sweat it out and I feel better. But, you know, warning. This is I'm a Pee Drinking Man by Brother Sage. Sure, there's juice and coffee. Yet for this modern man, this body thrives on pee. Sickness cannot touch me, nor can aging. The water of life has got its own divine timing. So let it flow, drink as much as you can. Discover why I'm a pee drinking man. It knows how to serve you the perfect blend of ultra-filtered nutrients, the finest nectar of immortality. No money can buy it, or it's storing for me. So let it flow, drink as much as you can. Discover why I am a pee drinking man. most common of men, but his youthful energy and appearance are attractive and sweet. Again and again, again and again. So let it go. Drink as much as you can. Discover why I'm a beer drinking man. So let it flow. Drink as much as you can. Discover why I'm a beer drinking man. Discover it.
Oh, amazing.
I wish this is written by or sung by Bob Dylan. It will help the whole world.
And Bob Dylan,
Yeah.
It's the hope.
the hope. Indira, let's hear from
Yes.
you and Vijay. Tell us a little about your Shivambu journey and what kind of miracles have been happening for you, like your hearing.
Vijay, you share your experience.
Well, I've been doing AUT. After I stopped and got into trouble, so I have resumed and it's working very well. So I'm very happy that I'm doing that every day. So
Which protocols
I'm-
are you using?
You answer.
what's your
Which
question?
protocols is Vijay using? Other than
What are
drinking,
you
is he
using?
applying it? Any topical use?
The protocol, the way you are doing it.
Well, I am drinking fresh urine in the morning and putting old urine in my eyes and my ears.
And nose.
Nose, I put fresh urine. But this is pretty regular.
Well, how about Indira? What are your
Is it
practices?
3 minutes? Well, coming from India,
Yeah.
we knew all along. But when something happens to you, you are looking for the solution. And this is what happened, that we were living in Oxford, Mississippi, and I was bitten by some chiggers, working in the garden or under the tree, and nothing worked. I couldn't get out of the house, and the scratching all over the body. I remember, let me try auto urine therapy. That's the only thing worked for next few days. No itching, nothing. That really convinced me. And then I told that to my dad in India. He started doing it, and he would use aged urine. Like you put 7 bottles and start with Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Next Monday, you use that. So there are different ways you can use this. And I think that intuitively, you will know what works, how it works, and just be aware, be in the zone to catch that, So thank you very much.
Thank you, Indira. Now, she brought up a really good point. Then we're going to jump over to Jerome. So get ready, Jerome. It's an intuitive medicine. I have people from all over the world are asking me, should I use it for this? Should I use it for that? Should I use the age? Should I use it fresh? Should I inject it? Should I not inject it? Is this too close to the drugs I'm taking? What if I'm addicted to this and that and the other thing? I said, listen, it's your water. It comes with its own intelligence. Learn to listen, slow down, pay attention. This is nothing that you need a guru, a teacher, a guide for. However, we will give you recommendations and suggestions so that you can get on your journey and start empowering yourself to heal yourself with your water. So yeah, it's very intuitive, particularly when you strip away the dogma and the rules that have been handed down for millennium based on tradition and superstition. It's nice to have freedom just to use it however you feel and whenever you feel. And if you're like me, you won't stop all day and you'll be just like filled with it. Jerome, let's go over to Jerome. Tell us about your journey and what kind of insights you've been receiving.
Hey there. First off, thank you so much, Brother Sage, once again for bringing this together, for coordinating this group and moderating the session. Really appreciative of this time where we can come together, collaborate, and join forces, unite with each other and talk about our journeys. And also, Matt, thank you for that song. That was awesome.
Yeah. It was amazing.
Yeah, really enjoyed that. So lately, my journey has definitely evolved. I came from Texas a little while back. I'm visiting some family here in South Carolina. They know that I've been on liquid for a long time, so they don't have anything to say about that. But I haven't spilled the beans about my practice with Shivambu, so they don't know about that. They're not really ready for that yet, but they can understand me living on liquid because they've seen me do it for months. So that they've kind of, I've inspired them in that way, but not to the limit of the natural medicine that is within us all. So my protocols lately have definitely broadened. They've broadened the scope. So I now use it for shampoo, conditioner. I've always been, using it topically, but now I'm also using it like I just put it on my toothbrush, and so I brush my teeth. I also, oh yeah, Brother Sage, last time you put us on the Q-tips. So I've been doing the Q-tip technique. Yeah, with the, yep, exactly. So that's what I've been doing now, and that's been really good to swab it in the ears. That was something I never did before. I never did that before either, the cotton balls. Haven't done that one. So that's going to be another one.
Have you done this one yet?
No, the belly button. No, I have not.
Yeah, read the article about it. You'll be amazed and you'll want to jump on it right away.
Okay. So regularly, I only have been drinking aged. So what I've been doing is I've been drinking through the nose, and it's pretty powerful. So I'll just take a shot of aged every few hours. And for the rest, I'll be dry or do some energy work. So that'll supplement that. But it feels really like vibrant. It feels like liquid prana. It's like a hit of oxygen. It really gets me going. And so so I've been loving it. And other than that, what else have I been at? I haven't done the enemas lately, but I did do a lot of those aged enemas when I was in Texas, and that really got a lot of things out of my body that I never even knew was there. So really eye-opening. The enemas are powerful. So normally just drinking through the nose. And also another thing, this is fascinating to me. So I visited family recently, and I haven't taken a shower in a long time. Like I haven't had the water from the shower in my restroom hit my body in over 2 months. I've just been bathing in my own waters, and no one has said anything. Like people have said, oh, you smell like essential oils. People have thought, like I have some sort of since I've never told them what I'm doing, they just assume, because it doesn't have any odor that people detect for some reason. So it's very fascinating. Go ahead, please.
If you really want to have fun with them, tell them you take golden showers. Let them work with that.
Oh, man.
And you don't need a partner for that.
Right. It's just been very interesting. The reactions that I've gotten from people have kind of completely thrown me for a loop. They no judgment, no nothing. They just, assume that I'm healthy, I look good, I feel good, I smell good. So they're not asking any questions. And so I'm like, okay, cool. Let's see how far we can take it. So
right on. Thank you, Jerome. What people are noticing in Shivambu devotees, and that's what I call us. You can call yourself whatever you want, but they notice there's a radiance and there's a joy for living. And without even explaining what your secret is, they're going to notice your spirit and your vitality. And they'll also notice that you're getting younger and cuter, Darlene. You're getting younger and cuter, Anja. Things are just happens magically. One thing I want to add really quick here. now between everybody introducing themselves, I'm just throwing out protocols. That's kind of the way it's flowing today. But if anybody remembers the master cleanse back in the 70s with Stanley Burroughs, the lemon water, who's ever talking, can you mute your microphone? Thank you. You remember the master cleanser back in the 1970s? Stanley Burroughs taught you how to clean the entire intestinal tract using either something before like a laxative or herbs or salt water or whatever. And he taught this method called the saltwater flush. And the saltwater flush, you take an entire liter of warmed water with about a half a teaspoon of salt and drink the entire amount, and you'll have a bowel movement rather quickly. Well, what I learned from John Turmel, the world's smartest man from Canada, is to drink a whole liter of Shivambu first thing in the morning. And when I do this, I'm not doing this a lot, you can expect 3 rapid bowel movements within about 20 minutes. And then about 2 or 3 hours later, another couple of waves. It goes in waves as you contract your intestines. And so it's a great way. You guys don't want to get into an enema at the moment, and you've got a liter or quart of this. Try it out.
So
Anja.
that's like a top-down enema.
Yeah, definitely. Hello. That's definitely a top-down. Anja, you there? She's kind of new to our water family. I'd love to hear from you.
Okay, yeah, well, thanks guys for having me and for inspiring Brother Sage especially. But actually last time this call was on, I viewed the recording and I felt like, yeah, this is cool. And I've been introduced like a long time ago, like more than 20 years. Actually, I just remembered when I was a kid, I looked on TV, somebody suggested to do that, some practical healer, and I tasted it and I was surprised. It tasted like celery soup. So I said, okay, that's not too bad, but I have never been, long story short, as much on it and into it as for the past couple of months in lockdown. And also for the past couple of days, like 10 days, I've been on a looping fast, and I've done almost like all the protocols except injecting, and and the nebulizing that Brother Sage and Matt are putting us on right now. I'm gonna try that. I ordered it in. But I'm just, how I feel, especially also with the enema and the nose drinking, I feel really like a little embryo in the womb, just playing happily in my own waters. And I said earlier in this call with Brother Sage that I feel like I'm addicted to myself. And this is beautiful. It's just inspiring and intuitively, yeah, rebirth. So thanks guys for being there as a community.
Thanks for joining us, Anja. Jason, we're going to get to you in just a second here. What I was talking to Anja is the liberation factor. When you're liberated from food slavery, nutritional supplement slavery, medical slavery, all that stuff is not only liberating to your mind, liberating to your body as you reclaim your health, but you no longer have to spend money getting supplements, nutritional products, and most of the crap it used to buy. Shampoo and conditioner, don't buy it. Deodorant, don't buy it. All this stuff that you spend a lot of money on, you can be nice to yourself and get a massage or do something different.
Free.
So, Jason, let's hear from you and how your journey is going and what kind of insights you'd love to share.
Okay, absolutely. I'm so happy to be here with you guys, and we're in the golden age of peace right now. It's no mystery why they're calling it the golden age of peace. It's the Shivambu movement. It's gold, it's the golden elixir of life. So the only thing you have to do is be a guinea pig and show up for it, right? Show up for yourself, self-love, right, Anja? Like you feel so addicted and loving of yourself. It's the most beautiful thing. So I'm not really sure how I got into Shivambu and urine therapy. So if I'm in therapy, I might as well have a good time doing it, right? It's a play on words.
Good
So,
pun.
yeah, just having a blast. My wife Tugce, she's been on the journey, and I kind of just like monkey see, monkey do. Just started following her. I had a beautiful conversation, Brother Sage, with you. I don't know if you remember. It was around maybe like a year and a half ago, and I was sitting in New York City, and I was sun gazing from my VW convertible in the midst of the urban jungle. And we had a call, Brother Sage, and the power and the vitality and the energy and in your voice and your clarity was so inspiring to me in that conversation. And I said, urine? I was like, pee-pee? Like, you know, it didn't register with me. And then all of a sudden, the next thing you know, I just, you know, I said, I want that type of vitality. I want that type of love. I want that type of energy. I poured it into the temple, and I took off. I just started taking off, you know, like the frequency, the energy. I became out of my mind, you know, and it was perfect because I had no other place to go except for the heart. And so we're all of us are doing amazing on the planet. Everyone's playing their role, like I said during the prayer, but just staying in the eternal now, realizing that you are you're the unique gift of source energy on the planet. Everyone has a unique gift that they bring to the table, and whether it's playing a guitar or sharing an experience, collectively, it's we're going through the roof. And I got to say that now we're in the Great Awakening, and the Great Awakening. You see all the old systems crumble before your eyes, but have no fear, my brothers and sisters, because these things are for us to fill up with all the beautiful stuff, like this a golden elixir. So I don't know what to say. I have so much excitement about this movement, and it's like what is it called? The 13 monkey effect. You know, when all of a sudden you don't get world peace through political
100th monkey.
Yeah, 100th monkey, where all of a sudden it's like contagion. We have 9 people here online, but there's 9 million or 9 million people now doing urine therapy throughout the world. And it's just, you don't even know the effects of you speaking your truth. I don't think we understand and fathom what's going on right now on this planet, but it's beautiful. And you know, with the urine therapy, I'm not as, I haven't gone as deep as most of you into the urine therapy with the aged urine yet, but I think your inspiration will get me there. I do mostly fresh. I follow Jerome, and I do a lot through my nose now. Oh, feet?
Foot soaks and hand soaks.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah. I mean, I could tell you that if you go onto the earth, 432 hertz of Mother Earth energy, and you put your feet into the earth, the 4,000 portals in your feet are going to open up to receive the frequency of love, right? So it would make sense that if you put your feet into urine, it's going to open up those pores and channels even more, and the light will transmute you even more. So that's a beautiful thing. Thanks for planting that seed, Brother Sage. And
thank you.
Yeah.
Give our love to Tugce for us. And
yeah,
you got to try out the goggle technique from George Johnson. His alias is We Love All. And so if you fill your goggles with urine and you blink and hold this for 5 minutes, you won't know where the hell you are, but your eyes will be a lot better. I recommend you give it a try. McLean, we hadn't heard from you in a while. Tell us how your journey is going and what insights you'd love to share.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm just so excited that everyone is here and to know about this community. Some of you know, started over 40 years ago. I was alone. I had a few people that followed or joined me. I got into it. I just heard about it, a little snippet, and I just went after it. And, you know, the sense of well-being that I have from all this is, you know, you can't get it anywhere else. And I've used urine for many things, from burns to poison ivy to strep throat to cancer to, you know, lots of things. I use it today, every day. I have fresh. I have use aged. I do have a few questions that maybe I'll ask later. I'm shampooing my hair. I'm hoping my hair is going to turn white. Some people say it keeps it from being white. I happen to like my aging process, and I love to have some white hair. What I'm going to say is I do my feet, and I do them just in baking pans. that's
Perfect.
wonderful. And the other thing that I want to say, share, is that I'm really into being sustainable and reusable. And I want to suggest, rather than, I have a bag of cotton that is all sort of reused underwear, shirts, all kinds of things that then I cut up and use. I can have any kind of, if anyone had any kind of sore, and wraps it around, and all the little pieces that you can cut and wet and put on your face and put everywhere. I mean, cotton balls and all that stuff, but I think this is like better for the universe. And so I want
McLean, sweetie,
Yes.
I want you to keep talking, but I'd love you to make an instructional video with these different accessories.
Okay. So anyway, that's what I have to say about reusing and making your little medicine cabinet with your used t-shirts and underwear and whatever else is cotton and bands and all kinds of things. What else I would just share? So I'm putting it in my ears and my nose and my hair and my skin. I didn't do my skin when I was really young. I mean, I used to do it, but I didn't do it with the idea of not getting wrinkles. And I do have wrinkles, and it's much easier, I imagine. I don't know that I'll be here when all you get older, that if you're doing it on your face, maybe you won't get wrinkles. I mean, I don't mind them, but I'm just sort of experimenting with, can I make them go away? Anyway,
Anything is possible. Anything is possible. We're going to hear from David Omad Oren Looper in just here a second. People ask me all the time, can you heal diabetes? Can you heal AIDS? Can you heal cancer? Can you heal Alzheimer's? Can you heal the effects of the vaccines? I say the only thing you cannot heal, listen to this, guys, is what you say you cannot heal. We are not assigning any order of difficulty to our being, our water, our God being, ourselves. So when people ask that question and your faith is at an all-time high, you'll know exactly how to answer that question. Dave, you're in the house. Let's hear about your journey and any kind of insights you'd like to share with our guests.
Well, I want to say thank you again, Brother Sage. Sorry, I missed the last few, but I really want to make it regularly. So I've been studying a lot of Jack Kruse's work. I don't know if anyone's familiar with him, Dr. Jack Kruse. I think he's a brilliant doctor. And there's another doctor called Dr. Boris, and they go really deep with this kind of things. And this is why I like to call it matrix water, another name for Orin, because they were the ones who really first came out with it. And science has confirmed now that every cell in the human body actually makes water. We're made up of trillions of cells, and every cell can make water, one molecule at a time. And this is the matrix water. They make it out of hydrogen and oxygen. And the question is, where does that water go? If every cell makes water, of course, you breathe some of it out, you sweat some of it out, you poop some of it out, but mostly that is what you pee out. And this question about being well hydrated, the matrix water is the best because it's the most structured and the most distilled. This is what your cells like to absorb because it's structured water. And I think they're brilliant, Dr. Boris and Dr. Jack Kruse. And I'm very familiar with what you said, Brother Sage, about, you talked about the internal enema.
Yes.
I've done that a few times. I've done it with, I've really been quite extreme. I've tried a couple of liters of aged Orin. And that is very powerful if you drink in a short space of time. Because I used to do enemas. I started off with coffee enemas decades ago, and then I got into Orin enemas. And of course, you want the enema to go as deep as possible, don't you? So some people, they do headstands and they try and hold it as long as they can to try and get it as deep as possible. But of course, if you drink it top to bottom, that will wash you all the way through. And as you say, that it's very powerful, washes everything out.
Thank you,
David. A lot of people nowadays, can I say one more thing? A lot of people have got this mucoid plaque buildup in there. They got all this, it's crap, isn't it? It's built up inside them. They've done autopsies on a lot of people when they die. They've got kilos of old excrement built up inside them. And that's the way to get it out. Clean it out.
Thank you. Thank you. So Janet, who's ever on Janet's phone, I want to come to you in just a second here, but you're leading us, Dave, into what I've been teaching that came out. Where's the book? Where is the book? the new book you guys got your hands on yet, the manual for us teachers and therapists. I'm introducing protocols that came through me in the last 2 years, and some of them were new to people, like the tongue cleaner, the tongue scraper. All right. The other thing is sip looping and saturation dosing. Now, sip looping is the term came to us from Doc Mike Whittord, and Doc Mike Whittord is a strong advocate for personal choice and freedoms. And he wrote this book, and the book is called Sudden Cures They Don't Want You to Know About. Well, he's the guy who went up against the courts in Illinois and won the court case to have the right to use the word cure. Think about that one. So saturation, sip looping, I think Matt got it. So sip looping is sipping some of your collected urine throughout the day. This is different than drinking all the output. But every time you pee, collect it, take a sip or a shot, and go throughout your day. And that's like time-released nutrients throughout the day. The other thing, which is connected to what Dave just said, is what's called saturation dosing. And that is, you can just drink your urine throughout the day. But if you're like most people and you ate the way everybody ate your entire life, and you have toxins and you have inflammation and congestion in your intestines, you want to add more and more of the other protocols, the foot soaks, the enemas, the saturation drinking. Just start getting more involved. It works on many different levels. You not only know personally how they work, but you can introduce these protocols to people who aren't ready to drink it, but they're willing to step in it. They're willing to wash their face in it. Darlene, go ahead. Darlene?
Yeah, just to add to that, Brother Sage, injecting it rectally just a little bit, not having to do a full enema, the benefits of that is the ease, because it's just a little injection, you can use a bulb or a little needleless syringe. But the ease of that, and that it goes directly through the portal valve to your liver. So it's a direct route to your liver when you're just injecting a little bit into your colon. Which, if you've got a lot of toxins built up, a tiny bit will go a long way to helping your liver regenerate, which then will help heal your whole body.
Darlene, thank you. How would you compare using urine implants or urine enemas versus coffee?
Good question. Good question. They're both beneficial, and a lot of people have done, but coffee has to be done in a full enema, where you can do urine in a full enema, but you can just do a little tiny, you can, if you have a lot of toxins, you can start with, a mil or two, and work your way up. I'm doing, 24 mils a day right now of aged, and you can gradually work your way up and reap the benefits of that. So depending on your schedule and how things are and what feels right for you, but the coffee enema, you got to have coffee, you've got to set it up, you've got to be ready for it. You know what I mean? You're going to have, that's definitely going to help clean out the liver, because it opens up, it opens up all the capillaries in the liver and stuff like that, the coffee, but so does aged urine, you know what I mean? So,
yes, and one is alkaline.
Right. The aged urine is absolutely alkaline. Well, the coffee isn't as bad when it's coming in the other way. It's when you're drinking it, you're getting more acidic. You know what I mean? It's closing those valves, and it's more acidic when it's going in, your mouth, compared to as an enema, it opens everything up.
Poison.
Right. But you might also, but the benefits of the urine is that it has your stem cells in it, it has all your nutrients in it, and it's your own body's medicine. It's your own everything. So, why not, you have it available, use urine over coffee. Absolutely.
Do you think there's any advantage to use, like doing an enema with an enema kit as opposed to drinking like a liter of urine?
The benefits, I think, with doing an enema is because it's cleaning your colon. Your colon's taking the brunt of every discrepancy you've ever had in your life. Your colon's taking that brunt of it. So if you've had a life where you're just learning about this protocol now, when you have some health issues, you want to clean out that colon. You want to clean out your intestine. You know what I mean?
But I think the internal enema might do it even better. What Brother Sage said, if you drink a liter or more, like try like a liter and a half, 2 liters of aged or slightly aged, that feels to me exactly like an enema, exactly like because it will all just too much. Yeah, it goes straight out. And if you hold it for as long as possible.
In the intestine just pumps it right on through. You know what I mean? It just starts that action of just pumping it. Some people, if they've got a lot of breakdown, they might have some damage in the intestine, and that might be that action might be too irritating. So people have to start with wherever they're at and work with it. That might be excellent for one person. It might be a little too harsh for another person, depending on what their protocol needs to be for their healing.
Darlene, while I got you on the line,
yes,
I would like you to address food for people on the urine diet, on the urine fasting, on the urine lifestyle. How is it? And I've noticed with my clients, let me turn this screen over here. I've noticed that the clients are moving to high frequency, high vibrational foods. You could call it living foods, you could call it fruitarianism, but they innately have been switching over without me having to give them a whole consultation about diet. Have you noticed that happening?
Well, what happens is what's nice about the urine is when you're drinking the urine or doing the enemas or whatever you're doing with the urine, you're kind of feeding your own medicine to you. So if there's something that doesn't agree with you, all of a sudden you're taking it in again, and you're not wanting that bag of chips anymore. You're not wanting that pizza. You're not wanting it because it just, you can feel what it is like coming back at you, and it's your own medicine, and you're like, oh no, you're kind of turned off by it. You just don't want that anymore in your life. And so you're more and more the high frequency, the fruits, the vegetables, the sprouts, all the foods that, are organically grown and have higher energy and grown with love and made with love. That is what you're going to gravitate to. And the other stuff, you're just going to be turned off by it. It's really great for helping you, not only get off drugs, but get off, any food addictions, because there's an emotional component and there's an addiction component, and the energy from your urine will help you get off those addictions.
Yep.
I have a question.
Jason, you first, and then Indira.
Okay.
Okay. So, guys, as everyone's doing the protocol and you guys become clear channels of light, as you clean the vessel and everything becomes good, what I highly recommend is do something in the morning or evening, or I'm pretty radical. I'll go out around 1 or 2 o'clock and do sun gazing. I know Harry is big into it too. So once your channel is clean, you want to charge up that channel of that light that's perforating your physical body now too. So you become a beam of light. You become the high point in any situation. It's a lot of self-love, and you start attracting that energy, obviously. And I started 4 years ago. I was at a beach in Hawaii, and I saw a gentleman on the beach looking into the sun every morning. And I didn't say anything, but for 4 days I sat next to him and didn't do anything. And after that, and after the 4th day, I said, "What are you doing?" And he said, "The ancient custom of sun gazing." Sun gazing is just a great way to raise your frequency. And if you're doing the work, like actually you shouldn't call it work, it's play, right? With the urine therapy and urine, all different forms and things, you might as well get the extra benefit of charging up your human technology. It's beautiful. And it's great, because when I started it, then I started practicing things like radical forgiveness in every aspect of my life, right? Because if you have any negative energy towards a person, guess who's the non-benefactor of that? It's yourself, right? Because they don't know that you have these feelings towards them. So once you're able to create these, get rid of the blockages in the emotional body, you're very empowered, because you're cleaning the vessel. But it's also beautiful, and I really appreciate everyone's information today. I learned so much. And it was a pleasure to be on the call with you guys today. So thank you for having me.
And bring your partner next time. Indira, go ahead.
My better half.
Your equal half, yes.
When we are talking about the sun gazing, there are many protocols that are around. The one that I know, which is safe, is holding, like before the sun, when the sun rises, or before 8 o'clock, it is still very, very useful to your eyes, the sun rays.
Sure.
So what you do, you don't look at the sun right there, but you create a little hole that you are able to look at the sun, you know, in just 5 minutes, 2 minutes. Like
Well,
that.
that's a certain protocol. I mean, what you want to do is you want to be open, and whatever you feel is right, you can do. Because I know a lot of people that at around 1 o'clock in the day are looking directly into the, and they're directing white lines to their pineal gland, and it's decalcifying your pineal gland, especially as an empty vessel, a lot quicker. So it's up to you. It's choice. We have free will. But yeah, I mean, that's a good way to start if you have a little fear in the process. Absolutely.
And also, if people like you who can write up something and put it on, because you have been doing it for a while,
My
it can
pleasure, yeah.
educate people to use that energy. And I think that information is power. Knowledge is power.
Yes, please.
You can share your
Information is love.
experience of
Yep.
sun gazing. It is so beautiful. I know. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks, guys. We're going to switch to David here in just a second. Jason and everybody who's watching, we would love, now I represent a nonprofit organization called Shivambu, and we joined forces with the Guptas, Christopher, Therese, to create the establishment of a worldwide mission that would bring the education awareness to the planet. Well, one of the things that we produced was the first social network that's dedicated just to urine therapy. It's called the Shivambu Hut. We've got currently 185 members. Jason, plus you guys on this call, if you would join that, it's still free. Add your content so that everybody who's a member gets that education.
Yes, please.
David, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate the power of the sun. I think the three things is light, water, and magnetism. So magnetism, of course, grounding, EMF shielding from harmful EMFs, and the water, of course, the main thing. But when it comes to light, Harry's done experiments, putting the Orrin in the sun, in glass bottles, put it in the sun. And of course, that is great for it. But I think, why not just put yourself in the sun? You are made up of mostly water. So if you put yourself in the sun, that's like putting your water in the sun, isn't it? And then loop it.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to this summer. It's just starting the spring here. I'm gonna plan to do a lot of time in the sun, laying on the ground. I like just laying on the ground. If you can be naked, if you can, and use Orrin as the best moisturizer, the best suntan lotion. If you can't be naked, then you can buy these Kiniki tan through shorts or swimsuit. It lets 80-90% of the sun through. So you want to get as much sun exposure as you can. And I think aged Orrin is the most fantastic thing to rub into your skin. If you feel like you're going to burn, too much in the sun, just try aged Orrin, rub it in until it absorbs. Because, when your skin is dry, that's when you really absorb as much as you can. And then just keep looping.
Thank you. Darlene, you wanted to add something?
Yeah, the opposite of that is also the moon. Don't forget about the moon. Putting your Orrin in the moon, putting yourself in the moon, moon bathing. I really think we get downloads from the moon. And, as we're, next week is a full moon, don't forget to get out in the moon's light.
Truth.
Wonderful, wonderful. Next question for everybody here. What kind of, let's see, where's the question? I had it right here. What kind of responses are you getting from people when you first tell them to drink their pee? You spring it on them, you just say it. How is that working for you guys? Anybody can grab that one.
And did we hear from the other two here?
Haven't yet. Who's on Janet's iPhone? Or whoever else hasn't spoken? Parashevi, or who's on Janet's iPhone. If you want to unmute yourself, we'd like to know who you are. Matt, go ahead.
Even people who, this is judgmental, but maybe have a low vibration will check the eye area. Their eyes will open up and they'll check my eye area. I'm like, are you serious? Everybody knows that, real seeing happens here. Real.
Well,
I agree.
I agree. And it's amazing when your eyes are open and you see people with their eyes open, particularly when you walk around in a shock society that's still dealing with the shock wave. It's always a joy. And I saw two faces down on the hike and bike trail. I go around the hike and bike trail. And of course, I don't wear a mask. And I caught a couple of gals walking together. They didn't have a mask. And we both stopped and stood and stared at each other because our faces were glowing because we saw real faces again. And so we're making a comeback here, at least in Colorado. I also wanted to say, just a minute, Indira. I also want to say, since nothing shocks people anymore when it turns to, people revealing all the lies behind the scenes of our history and our governments and how we've been enslaved and all that. So for you to drop the idea that urine therapy might have been a lie that you've been told by the medical profession might pique some interest, because people are looking for answers, particularly for self-health care and self-healing. We've all been disappointed by the medical establishment. We've all been disappointed by our religions and our educational systems. So how can you be disappointed with yourself? Find out who you are and you can solve anything. Indira, did you want to add something?
This is for Darlene. I'm still pursuing to tell my family members who are on hypertension medication, what is the ultimate thing that they can start with? One or two things that you can suggest.
So yeah, if they're in hypertension, then, that has to do with the heart. That is heart focused and heart centered. So the psychospiritual connection is the heart. And so they really have to go inside and feel, what is best for them. Stop giving away their power to the medical system, and feel what they need to heal.
So then they can, but if they want to do some AUT, auto urine therapy,
absolutely,
what they should start with?
What way would you start with?
Yeah, what they can do first thing, like putting some 2-3 drops or putting their feet in the.
Yeah, they can start with anything. They can start with a couple drops in their mouth, just to get them used to it, even dipping their finger in it. Just to get them, the cotton ball, absolutely, in the belly, in the navel, you know what I mean? Whatever they're drawn to, that they're, to get them, up the nose, absolutely, neti pots, the eyes. But if they're starting to have reactions, because if they've been on a lot of medications for a long time and they're starting to reaction, then just kind of bring it back a little bit, but keep going. And so
baby steps.
You can do as much as you can as long as you're not having extreme reactions, and detoxing. And that's where, other practitioners can come in and help. If you're having extreme reactions, you need to do it in baby steps, and you might need some help along the way.
I think the navel part is very important. As Brother Sage is saying, there are 72,000 nerves.
Right.
They go out of the navel.
And the feet too. So foot baths.
Yeah. Okay. Because that way you are able to first work with your nerves, nerve endings, and
right.
It gives you that strength to go here and take some decisions. And of course, they are meditators, they are all meditators and, blessed by, siddhas and our, but I think that they are stuck with their fear that if they don't take the medication, then the symptoms come back 100 times,
Right. And that's where they have to feel within themselves, and they may need a little bit of help if they're been on medication for a long time, but ultimately it will come from within them eventually, that they'll learn to trust themselves.
Okay. Thank you very much, Darlene.
No problem. Anytime.
Brother Sage.
You guys are the most incredible water family on the planet. One thing that's always near and dear to me is when you realize that these people do the same thing you do. It's not so awkward to have a conversation with each other. You feel safe, you feel right at home. My God, I got thousands and thousands of friends who drink pee, and they don't say, oh, you're in a cult. Are you some weird practice? No, it's normal, and I'm never going to leave it. And guess what? We have Harry Matadeen, who just joined us. Ooh. So Harry, we love you, brother. Could you say a few things? Tell us your journey and what kind of insights you'd like to share with people.
Sure. Did you guys start early, by the way? I didn't know it's changed the times. I just jumped on at 5:30.
We started 10:30. 10:30. Time's clicking. Get going.
Okay, so yeah, well, my journey's been intense, man. You guys know, watching this a long time. I started in 2016. I woke up to it. I've written books on it. I love it. I try and do it as often as possible. I've done enemas today. I massage my skin with aged urine. It feels so amazing, man. And ultimately, it's free and powerful, and it raises your vibration faster than most things out there. And it's free. So I love it. I'll always love it. And I'll never stop talking about it. And it's always a pleasure to connect with you guys and learn and sit there and listen, because it reminds me that I get that enthusiasm back from other people. Because sometimes when you're doing it so often, it just becomes normal and you lose the enthusiasm. So it's important to have new people on, to have people to ask questions and all this stuff, and to keep learning and finding out what's the reasons why it's powerful, all the different ways. And yeah, it's just the most amazing medicine ever. And I'm growing loads. I've got loads of bottles all over the place now. And just keep growing your armies of aged urine, fresh urine, and all that stuff, and mess about with it. And as Brother Sage and Matt here talked about, just loads of ways of doing it. Nebulizing is a good way. I'm getting into nebulizer. That's fun. Yep, get the old nebulizer going. Take it up the.
Hey, Harry. Harry, do you think someday we'll find a whole bunch of guys down on the streets using a nebulizer instead of a vaporizer, and they're going to get off THC and they'll stop be sucking pee all day?
Oh yeah, the nebulizer was designed for the aged. It wasn't designed for the pharma drugs. That's a fact. That's going to be the future. Literally, nebulizing aged urine is just one of the best ways to get it in. Cures COPD, cures lung issues, slows your breath down. It's a psychedelic experience if you do enough of it. So yeah, it's powerful. Get it in you. Get the urine in you. Doesn't matter how you do urine therapy, like how you start it. Drink it, put it on your skin, up your bum, anything you do, man. It's all good. Like, there's no judgment here. Just start the process and start it and get going.
Right on.
Thanks.
Thank you, Harry. Did someone just join us? Renata, hi. Welcome to our call. Do you feel like sharing your journey? Now would be a time to do it.
Hello.
Renata, tell us who you are, how your journey is going, and any insights you'd like to share with our viewers.
Hi, my journey started in September, and I was kind of ready for it for years because I heard it 20 years ago when I was a girl, and I felt disgusted. And then my friends told me that he's practicing it, and I just went for it straight away. And I was kind of drinking just the fresh, and now I'm really obsessed with the aged one. And it's teaching me so much. I don't study it like from the outside. I don't read much about it because the only source for me was Monique. I don't know her last name. She's Spanish. She has a big platform about it. She practices the urine therapy for about 25 years now.
Monica,
and then, yeah, she's amazing. But all the information was in Spanish. The like, you know, the stuff she has in her bio. So I just sort of decided to take my own path because I think you cannot get wrong with it. So my hair, you know, the small differences that I notice is that I'm beginning to love myself deeply, not just the body, but like my essence. And I can't thank enough. I think everybody who starts with it, they just go on. And I have never seen anybody stopping this journey. Like, we are all continuing and growing and learning so much about the body and the spirit.
Rico, mute your microphone, Rico. We'll get you in just a second. Renata,
Yeah.
Thank you. Please keep talking. Keep talking.
No, I'm just saying that I was a little puzzled because I didn't know how to age it. I didn't know if I can put it outside because we have a cold winter here in Europe. And I just got like bits and pieces from the people who share stuff on the internet. And then I suddenly, like after 2 months, I just understood that I can ask within and I'll get all the answers. I can experiment with it. And I was like massaging my scalp and I'm getting all those small hairs here.
Nice.
And I'm getting the DMT, I'm getting high on it. And I'm singing, dancing, sharing much more about I'm more honest with myself, and I'm so happy.
Well, you look like you're 32. You're radiating.
Thank
so
you.
It's definitely working for you.
I also like, you know, I don't know how to explain it. I did 14 days just on urine, just the fast urine and me. And I could have gone on and on and on and on. And I just started, you know, I have the programming in the head that we need food somehow, or the habit of eating is keeping me eating a little bit. But I am imagining that in the very near future, it's going to be the only source of all the nutrition and, you know, the wisdom.
And so it is.
I don't feel hydrated if I drink anything else. I just don't feel hydrated enough if I drink the normal water, which feels so rough and kind of dry.
Have you, Renata, have you noticed that your cravings for the food that you used to eat has gone away?
Yes, no more cravings, no more biscuits.
Are you craving food? Like for me, fruit does it for me. I don't crave fruit. I'm in for the pleasure and the sensations of the food. And I know what a good mango tastes like.
Yes.
But it's great to go through the entire day with the creative juices flowing, with the production going on, with meeting with people and talking to lovely souls like you guys, that I have to remind myself, oh yeah, I didn't eat. People are doing that more and more.
Yeah. I mean, I have been on this kind of not concerned about not eating for a very long time. So I went through bulimia, anorexia as a girl. And I went into a very good relationship with food in general. And I broke many patterns, the mental patterns, like you have to eat 3 times a day, 5 times a day. You have to eat frequently to get, I didn't have that already. And then when I started with the urine therapy, I already was on like 6-month journey of just like juicing and greens and smoothies and exercising, and I'm doing yoga for so many years, ever since I was 17. So the 5 Tibetan rites, which I find amazing, it's a kind of spiritual path too. So I was kind of ready, and it becomes so natural and easy. I think my journey with this is very quick, and because I trust it from the beginning. And talking about food, after the 14 days with no eating solids or liquids, I was just on urine. I found myself like clean and more spiritual, understanding the deeper truths within and stuff. And then I was starting to think about how about experimenting with my foods, because I'm cooking, I'm making bread. I have a son. I am a single mother, and he eats. Obviously, he doesn't want to start with the urine therapy yet. He doesn't feel ready. I'm not forcing him. So I was cooking during this period of fasting and happily cooking, and the food was more tasty for him. He was like, oh my God, this is so good. And I didn't even feel like eating it. I was doing with the pleasure, preparing the foods, baking the bread, making the sweets and everything. Yeah. And then I was like, I have to try when I stopped. So this made me not to continue. And then over the past months, I was like eating more than before, like the stuff I have not eaten for ages, like the cooked foods and stuff. And I don't even felt guilty, but I was experimenting with it. It was like, oh yes, so this makes me feel so full, so strange, so whatever it is. And I love this journey because I trust the process. I'm not blaming myself anymore for anything.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Renata, if you want to share any of those ideas, suggestions, or testimonials at the Shivambu Hut, all the members there would love to hear it and love to get some fresh content. Rico, are you still on standby here? Now I'm going to pose a challenge to each and every one of you lovely sisters and brothers here in just a second and tell you what we're doing here offline in Boulder. But I'd like to hear from Rico out in the Netherlands. He just joined us, and I noticed that Chelsea's in the house. Rico, can you unmute yourself? If you can.
Yes.
Rico,
Hello.
tell us about your Shivambu journey and what kind of insights you'd like to share with our viewers.
Okay. First of all, Grand Rising, my fellow co-creators, thank you again to be here on this Zoom call worldwide. Let's make it another hot one. Like I said, 37, an athlete in calisthenics, performing only with the human body, performing stuff and doing stuff with the human body. How I came into Shivambu is like what I did is like for an athlete purpose. People get a lot of injuries, or what the woman was saying here before is like hydration. very important. With breath and the Shivambu, like I said, everything is in it. You can get a pre-workout that what most people do, you know. You see people going to the gym, they're using the bad stuff, the chemical way, to reabsorb stuff in the human body, but it only breaks. Like I said, I'm 37. I had a lot of bad injuries, couple times. It happens sometimes. It was routine, but it happens. Fell on my neck, had a ACL torn on my knee, and it went from there. I did also with a fast, couple things with the Shivambus, like rubbing it in, looping it, fasting with Shivambu and looping it, drinking with training my, like I said, 2 months old urine. And yeah, like I said, it's now, I think, more than a year that I'm doing it like every single day. And the benefits are so much in line of, like I said, I'm 37, my hair, my dreads, my whole aura, everything around me tries with the way that I show the world what is the best structured water of life. People, here it is.
Oh. All right, here's to Rico, our superhero, our Superman.
Let's make a toast. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Chin
I'll
chin.
drink to that. And I want to hear from Chelsea. Chelsea and I had talked a few years ago, and this is a rare opportunity to have her on the call. Chelsea, we're not going to hear from Chelsea. Okay.
Another thing I wanted to mention.
So if you have any questions regarding like with therapeutical ways to rub it in, put it on your skin for injuries or for developing more muscle mass and more stamina during your training, physical abilities, also endurance, tabatas, yoga, like you said, calisthenics, everything, because it's developing your consciousness on the right way. For example, handstands doing with Shivambu and Nemas, that's the next thing that I want to do, because you're upside down then in a handstand with an enema. I think is going to be the next level thing. Also the nebulizer, but I think Brother Sage is going to say something about it later on. I hope so. What the benefits about that one, because that one is also very interesting for me, because you can do it often when you are just running or whatsoever, you take it with you. Yes, that thing. And yeah, the calcification of the pineal gland, who don't want that? Yeah. Tell me. So thank you for everyone. If you have any questions regarding this, I'm here for you to help, to share, and to develop more consciousness about this holy water. Thank you.
Love you, Rico. Thanks for being with us. McLean, go ahead. Unmute yourself. There you go.
Yeah. So I have two questions. You know, one is that I noticed some of my, and I have the same diet like really every day. And I noticed that some of my age urine is hot. I don't know if it's spicy. It's like burning hot. It's delicious. It's fine. I drink it. But I once was, a few times I was using it in my mouth, just sort of swishing it. I have a tooth that I'm trying to tend to. And skin, in 10 minutes, skin just kept coming off the inside of my mouth. Skin, I don't know, skin, a light, like thin layer that just for like 20 minutes or so was just coming off, a viscous, you know, layer that I don't know, you know, I never got raw. I never got anything. Maybe it was just needing to shed, I imagined. You know, I wasn't scared of it. If I wasn't using urine, I would have treated it with urine. But I wondered if anyone...
McLean, Darlene has some insight to share with you.
Okay, well, let me just finish that. You know, I worry, I taste my age before like putting it in my eye, because I get concerned about putting the hot in my eye. But so, yes, I'd love to hear anything that you have to say.
Yeah, I think, well, it could be a combination of things. It could be, you know, some salt in that in the urine, which is causing a bit of the burning reaction, or it could be the energy. Remember how I talked about my age and how much energy comes off the age urine? Like there's just like this like crystal-like energy that comes off of it that will, you know, heal you faster. So if you've got some good strong stuff, you know, it might burn a little bit in your mouth or in your eyes, but that burning is good. It's you know, it won't hurt you. Don't be afraid if it burns a bit.
Don't be afraid of peeling my eyes.
it's not going to peel your eyes. You're not going to lose your eyesight.
Okay. Okay, great. And one other question is, so there's contradictory, I know that we say, use your intuition and whatever, but, Brother Sage, you've talked about the sediment being like the gold. And then today, Darlene was saying that's like not, it's the toxins coming off. So I just wonder what other people's experience or what you both have to say about that. I noticed within 3 days, the white sediment is on the bottom. And sometimes I just noticed in something that I had that it was like floating within like layers of it. So anyone, I'd love to hear.
So I don't know, what do you think, Brother Sage? I just think it's the white blood cells encapsulating, some of the toxins in it, and then it will settle to the bottom. And, I kind of avoid that bottom sediment. We've got a plentiful supply of urine. So, we don't need to take that in, but you can, strain it or scoop it off, any sediment or anything that builds on the top or bottom.
Well, what I'd like to do is to get a microscope involved that can determine how much of that is stuff that's snuffed off, how much of that is stem cells. I've been hearing for years that these are stem cells, white blood cells, and these are vital nutrients that are in concentrated forms. So it'd be nice to get it under.
And that's what I'm doing in some of my research. So when I have that information, I'll bring it to our sessions.
Okay, great.
Does it gonna take long right now for the research to see it? Because I always heard as well before that the white stuff was like stem cells, and it was like the best thing that you can have, They say you can clap it, for example, to put essence in your blood. Yeah, they clap. Yeah, your heart pumps the blood to your kidneys, but to put essence in your blood, if you start to clap for, say, 2 or 3 hours, and you put your gallbladder low, and then you're gonna pee again, it says that your pee is gonna be as dark as hell, okay? And then when you drink it, then the stem cell reaction is gonna give you the, the bliss of,
and
the eternal flame. I have no idea if it's true.
I'm not absolutely
sure.
Me
either. I also have no idea.
I think it's what the stem cell has already encapsulated. So the stem cells are doing their job and pulling it down, encapsulating and pulling it down. But I'm going to be working on that and get to the bottom and answer it for all of us, because I would like to know too.
Thank you.
Is it possible to continue for that stem cell to eat more, or is it already encapsulated and that one stem cell has done its work and it's gone to the bottom and finished? What do you think?
I will be looking forward for the results.
Jason, go for it.
I want to go back to Renata. Renata, yeah, food slavery. It's for everyone. It's a challenge to get off the food. And the program of breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You occupy your whole day preparing, breakfast, right? Eating breakfast, digesting. Your whole day is occupied by food. So hence food slavery, right? So when you make the breath into the urine or liquid, I'm pretty much all liquid now. There's psychological and emotional things that are it's like downloading new software and saying, I'm gonna have faith in the system, and you have the social conditioning too, like your family members and stuff like that, and the judging of it. So just allow it to be there. And I think that the best way to answer questions is to make people laugh, and you're doing beautifully. And the transition, once you see, and Brother Sage, I wanted to thank you too, because so if I bite the bullet and I eat a meal now, like in the evening, then the next morning I could look forward to my nice gel bar gel of urine. I drink, and then guess what happens? All the poopy comes out, right?
Yeah.
And then you're a clean vessel. So it's like it's divine
cleaning
design.
the system.
Exactly.
Cleaning the system. True.
Every precious drop of urine is important. It matters to me.
Yes.
I have no belief system that says that anything in my pee jar can hurt me whatsoever. There's a counterpart that I've been including in these talks and that I've been teaching for the last 40 years that needs to be addressed here. And it's the idea that you're physically immortal. The idea that you have any unconscious death urges, death wishes, self-destructive tendencies, self-hatred has got to go away. That's not only going to affect your energy, it's going to affect your choices in life. And if you want the urine therapy to really, really be powerful, have a strong life urge.
I also wanted to say that, if I can,
Yeah.
that I like the sinuses, cleaning the sinuses with the urine, especially with the aged urine, like, or drinking with the nose, of course. And the enemas with aged urine are so powerful. But the thing is, what I find a little difficult to overtake is when I do this, then I have even more cravings, and I'm talking to my parasites like, leave me and don't crave so strongly. It's so, when I empty myself and clean myself, the urge to eat some.
It's more. I have the same, but it's because of the digestive. Sorry, if I can say, the digestive tract with looping. But what I did is check it for a whole day, from 6 to 6. How much did I loop and drink again? It's more than 4.5 liters in one day.
Yeah.
But my dreams are so vivid. I have to wake up to pee, go in bed. I'm in the still place. I'm in the same place again. It's like then, and it's no joke. I train. It's like I thought. Okay, most people say in the Netherlands you need to drink. It's like a thing. You need to drink 3 liters of water a day to be hydrated, like the tap water. How can you imagine? People say that. It's not even. I had always my doubts about it. But now, if you're just looping your own urine, I have a question for you all. Check it if you also come at that 4 liters a day.
Yeah.
I did it from 6 in the evening to the next day, and how much did I drink? It's 4 liters. So I loop it, I drink it, I loop it, I drink it, loop it, I drink it. 24 hours, 4.5 liters minimum.
Yeah, I'm the same. 4 liters, about 1 gallon in 24 hours.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
You're going to be a lean, clean, loving machine, guys, at the rate you're going. I'm gonna throw the challenge out to you guys, and love to hear your response to it. Indira and Vijay and the guys at the Shivambu organization here in Boulder decided to be role models and teach you how to take this offline, how to the people who need it out in the streets. This is like a ministry for me. And we got the agreement of the Boulder Downtown Public Library to let us have one of their meeting rooms. They offer it free to nonprofits. And we were having regular meetup groups of 8 to 10 people, new people. We had an average of 4 to 6 new people. So we're going to do this again, starting when it gets warmer. The students come back to Boulder. The tourists come back to the villages up here. And the whole idea, now I got the approval of the Tonic Bar. It's an oxygen bar in downtown Boulder. I know Charlie, the owner there. And what we're going to set up in April and May is we're going to use their picnic tables that are out on the streets when they did the social distancing. They still have the tables out there. So I'm going to give a talk on Shivambu. We may just call it either the water of life therapy or golden blood plasma water therapy, and film it and see what kind of interest we get from the foot traffic that comes from all directions. Now we're documenting everything because this is not only going to be cut and paste, so you guys can be like outreach program people. So I want to teach you guys how to set it up in your town, how to work with the media, how to set up meetups, organizations, give a full support structure to the people who don't give a hoot about social media or don't want to go there. And so this is a whole bunch of people on a planet that are never touched otherwise. And what are your thoughts on that?
I think
Indira.
it's amazing. We should do that.
Indira, go ahead.
My input is that just being our mind at a lower mental frequency, you think about the whole world getting benefit of AUT, and you will see this movement will catch like a wildfire because our minds are strong because we've been doing it. So be in the theta wave, 3 to 7 cycles per second, and just think even for a minute that you want humanity to benefit with auto urine therapy. It will.
So where's this jacket on the stairs, Hannah?
Hello?
Somebody go outside.
David, mute yourself. Indira, go ahead.
Yes. So I think that let's experiment on this, that because we have nothing to lose, we are not expecting anything from anyone, our purity of intention carries much more. and you know, you are sitting in the house, going to bed, just think about a minute and you will see how powerful it is, because of the purity of intention goes a long way. And this is how the Shiva, when he realized that, look at, after 5,000, 10,000, 12,000 years, we are still giving the reverence back to Shiva, God Shiva. Why that is so? Because of the thought force that he had to help the humanity, future generations, millions of years, we don't know. But you are becoming a catalyst because purity of intention to help the humanity. 7.3 billion people on the planet. Thank you.
And we're making a difference. And
Thank you.
we're going to also, once again, remind all the viewers that today is Worldwide Freedom Celebration across the planet. Brothers and sisters, including Boulder, including New Zealand, including Lithuania, everybody is outdoors doing rallies for peace. We're not protesting anymore. We're celebrating oneness and harmony. So with that, anybody who has a last comment or an I love you, now would be the time to say it.
Guys, I wanted to tell you, celebrate your life in every single moment and every single thing. You're an infinite being. There's no fear. There's no death on the planet. That's the biggest program I've ever seen. You're back, you're back, you're back. You're being born and reborn a billion times every second. The angels are here with you. You're a part of the angelic realm. They want you to see you in a very suppressed light, but now the true light is coming out. Just keep on speaking your truth. Keep on loving each other. Love yourself, most importantly, and fill your cup up with Shivambu and pour it on into the world. It's on its way. You have what's called the 100th monkey effect, right? A 100th monkey effect. It's all here. It's all present. All the guilt, all the fear, all the shame, let it go. It's not going to serve you anymore. And be courageous. The most important thing is be courageous. You guys are all courageous warriors. It's so much gratitude to be in your presence. It's very
same brother, same.
Very powerful. Very powerful.
Don't forget, there's no cause of anything, but this one.
Oh my God.
Oh, you start to cry, brother.
I hope so.
Oh, I learned that AK Anthony out in AK Anthony, our dear water brother out in Las Vegas, Nevada. He puts together the Water of Life Symposium out in Las Vegas. They started in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. They had a small group, but whenever he talks to you and he cries, he says, all water is precious. He licks his tears, and I started doing that.
Yeah.
So group hug, and now I'm going to close out.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
So beautiful.
brothers and sisters, keep co-creating. Keep it. Sending it. Keep it.
Love all beings every day, every way.
Every day, every minute, every second.
I have to go, but I don't want to go. Okay, so send me the links of anything you want in the description. If I could leave this 24/7, I would do that.
It will come. It will come. It will come. Believe me, it's possible.
Send the links of anything you want into the description. So when I get back from the rally, I'll post everything and send you guys the link.
Perfect.
All right. Much
Be
love
safe,
to
brother.
you.
Take care, everybody.
Be safe.
Bye.
Shout out to everyone.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.